So how do we approach this? How do we start to get our heads around this? The key thing I want to know when an owner says to me that inappetence or poor food intake or not wanting to eat or whatever, however they term it, is an issue. First question I'm wanting to know, has the cat lost its appetite? Okay, now that might seem an odd question given that the cat's not eating, but is it that the cat has got its appetite but something is stopping it from eating, or when it goes to eat it no longer wants to eat, or actually has it lost its appetite? And by just that very simple division, we start to immediately categorise and we can rule in and out a range of stuff. So it's just a really helpful starting point. So how do we know if a cat has lost its appetite? So the cat that has an appetite but for whatever reason is not eating will tend to be interested in food. It might be asking for food at feeding time. It might be round the owner's legs. It might be going to the fridge door, or whatever the pattern is. It may even approach the food, smell the food, lick the food, even maybe take a small amount of food, but then it doesn't eat, or it gives up quickly, or it only licks the jelly and it leaves the chunks of food. It's all a very common very common presenting issues for owners. And owners often get quite cross with their cat about this. They get quite frustrated. They often think the cat is winding them up or just being naughty, or trying to get a different type of food. So owners quite often misinterpret this. But it's a really important question to ask. Is he interested in food and asking for food and then turning away? Or flip side of that, is he just really not interested in food at all? So if the appetite is absent, these are the cats, as I say, that show no interest in food. They're not coming to ask for food. If the owner brings the food to the cat will often back off or turn away, or just try and escape from the sight, the smell of the food, get away from the owner. Not coming in when the food's being prepared, not following the normal pattern. So quite easy from a very quick question to start to establish which of those two categories we're in. And the reason I think it's so important is because it really helps to divide our thought process as to the kind of issues we might be dealing with. So the cat that has an appetite but doesn't want to eat, it may be as simple as that the owner has changed the food and is offering something that's unfamiliar, because we know that cats are very conservative in their eating choices and very often are easily off-put by a change of diet. In the whiz round the table, we had a few examples of pain associated with eating. Nausea is a big and important factor, and then we also covered some sort of physical difficulties with actually eating. So in terms of pain associated with eating, that might be the obvious sort of pain: dental pain, oral pain, throat pain, difficulty swallowing, those kinds of things. But we mustn't underestimate and overlook the slightly deeper level and arguably less easy to identify level of pain associated with eating because of either gastric or pancreatic pain. So either acid reflux, gastritis-y pain, or that colic-y pain from pancreatitis. So pain associated with eating is a big one that we need to be aware of. They'll want to eat, but when they see, smell, or try to eat the food, it hurts, so they back off. And then the physical difficulty with eating, again, that might arise from different areas. As broadly speaking, it might be respiratory compromise. Again, that came up in our quick round robin. So if the cat can't breathe well because it's got pleural effusion or it's got some kind of lung problem, then it's not going to be able to both eat and breathe at the same time. It's going to very rapidly prioritise the breathing over the eating. So simple as snotty noses and flu, but also congestive heart failure, pulmonary edema, pneumonia, those kinds of things. And then the other side of the physical difficulty side of things is if there is actually just a neurological issue, dysphagia, just inability to chew or to swallow or to coordinate. Obviously that's much less common in cats and probably in dogs too, but certainly we shouldn't forget that. And again, generally very easy to identify that, because they really do want to eat, they really do try to eat. They often keep trying to eat rather than just giving up and going away. But they're a messy eater, they're dropping food, there's food dropping around the bowl, that sort of thing. So again, simple questions quickly identify those kinds of issues. So it looks like a relatively long list, but it really narrows down to quite straightforward to identify. And then this one here, nausea, I guess is the one that I just want to highlight really, and we'll see that through today. It's such a big sign in cats.